Dear students, how are you? I think it's very tough time to be well because the whole world is now suffering from corona epidemic. But we have nothing to do. What can we do? We just pray to Allah so that we can be safe. Anyway, today I have once again come to you with another lesson. This is very important lesson for you because in my 3 previous lesson I taught you narration and basic about narration and how you can change sentence narration. But today I will teach you the most important, that is passage narration. How you can change passage narration from direct to indirect. So dear students, you should be very attentive because you feel very difficulty in changing narration. Anyway, I hope if you taught my previous lesson and if you are attentive, I think you must be able to be expert in changing passage narration. Okay, let's go. Okay, what are your duties, most important duties for changing passage narration? First is to read the whole passage and try to know the meaning. This is very important. You have to read the passage from first to last and try to know the meaning. Okay, next, and try to know the speaker and listener. Who are speaking, who is speaking and whom is speaking. It is very important to read the passage and try to know the meaning and try to know the speaker and listener. And if you can do these 2 important duties and if you followed my previous lesson, I think passage narration will not be difficult at all. Anyway, there are some new exceptions in passage narration. First of all, I will explain those new something from sentence narration, and then finally I will make you practice. Okay. Example. First rule, repeating verb. Repeating verb may be used after repeated speech or inverted comma. Generally, repeating verb is used at first, but in passage narration, repeating verb may be used after repeated speech or inverted comma. But to change narration, repeating verb must be written first. Look, how are you? How are you? He said to me. Look here, this is repeating verb and repeating verb. Generally, we have taught that he said to me, how are you? But here, repeating verb has been used after repeated speech. But when we will change narration, then repeating verb must be written first. He asked me how I was. He asked me how I was. Just this repeating verb has been used first, and all rules are as usual. Another rules for one repeating verb that generally said more than one sentences may be used in the reported speech, but to change narration, for every reported speech separate, repeating verb has to be written. Actually, for one repeating verb, one reported speech or sentence. Here, look at, he said to me, this is a sentence. But in passage narration, for one repeating verb, more than one sentences may be used in the reported speech. But to change narration, for every reported speech, separate repeating verb has to be written. Follow the example, then you will be clear. Look here. Salam said to me, I know you. Do you know me? Here, look here. This is repeating one repeating verb. One repeating verb. But here, repeated speech, two sentences. I know you. Do you know me? So here I said, for one repeating verb, more than one sentence may be used. Here, more than one sentence have been used in reporting speech. But now, how can you change it? To change narration for every reported speech, that means I know you, do you know. For every reported speech, separate repeating verb has to be used. How? Then Salam told me that he knew me. Then another repeating verb has to be written, and this is a question mark, and asked if I knew him. Okay, look here. Salam told me that he knew me. For this repeated speech, another repeating verb, and asked if I knew him. You can write also in another way. Look here. Salam told me that he knew me. You can use full stop. Then another sentence. Then he asked me if I knew him. You can write separately. You can write togetherly. Same way. I hope you have understand. Here one repeating verb, but here two sentences have been used in a reported speech. So here two repeating verb has been used. One is told and another is asked. You can write in this way, adding at. You can write in this way, writing separately. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now look, value. If something is told in response of any question, repeating verb will be replied or answered. If one asked another something, then look, how are you today? Said my, how are you? Here will be you, but I have missed to write. Sorry for that, but I hope you have understood. How are you today? Said my friend. I am fine, said I. Look here. So how can you make it indirect? Here, how are you? This is the question. Look at here. Then my friend asked me how I was that day. Then I am fine. I said I am. And then said will be, this said repeating will be replied, because I am fine. This is the response of this question. Okay, so I replied that I was fine. I can also write here I answered that I was fine. So you have understood that if something is told in response of any question, repeating verb will be replied or answered. Here, how are you? This is the question, and I am fine. This is response. So I said, this said will be replied. You understand? I hope you have understood. But if you can't understand, please think more. Next, look, what is it? If there are two reported speeches of a same kinds, two reported speech or two sentences inside inverted comma, if two sentences of same kinds inside inverted comma after first reported speech also further have to be used before repeating verb. But if sentences are of assertive, also added, further added may be written. Where did you go? Did you buy a mobile phone? He said. Look here. In inside inverted comma there are two reported speech, two sentences. Where are you? Did you buy mobile phone? Two sentence, two reported speech inside inverted comma. I said here that after first reported speech also have to be used, also have to be used, also have to be used. Look here. So he said to me, he asked me where I had gone. Then he also asked me if I had bought a mobile phone. Look here. So he asked me where I had gone. This is for this reported speech. But another reported speech, did you buy a mobile phone? For that he also asked because this is also a question. He also asked me if I had bought a mobile phone. This is the as usual, as you have already taught in my last class. But here one thing is that this one reporting verb, but here two reported speech. So we have to use two reporting verb in two separate sentence, but as it is same sentence, you have to use also before reporting verb. If there are another sentence, you can also ask further asked also, then you can use further asked. You understand? Look, another example. Look here. Ronnie said to me, I bought a book yesterday. Your brother went with me. Look here. This is repeating verb. This is reported speech, but here are two sentences. I bought a book yesterday. Your brother went with me. These two sentences. So look here. Ronnie told me that he had bought a book the previous day. Next another. Your brother went with me. This is an assertive sentence, same kind of sentence, so you can use he added. But of course, if you use he also told, that will be also correct. But if you write here added, this is very standard. He added that my brother had gone with me. You understand what happened? If two sentences are in one inside one inverted comma, then for two sentences two separate repeating verb has to be used. That means it is like a two sentence narration. Okay. Ronnie told me that he had bought a book the previous day. He also said, oh yes, I have written here. In place of added, you can also write, he also said that, or told that, that's no problem. He also said that my brother had gone with me. So I think it's not difficult. The more example, look at more examples. Okay, if there is yes in reported speech, in direct narration, to change narration, replied in the affirmative will be used as repeating verb. So if yes in the inside inverted comma, if there is yes, then repeating verb will be replied in the affirmative, and if no, repeating verb will be replied in the negative. Look here. He said to me, yes, I have a car. Look here. Inside inverted comma, yes. So you have to write replied in the affirmative. He replied in the affirmative that he had a car. You understand? Look. Salam said, no, I will help. No, I will help you. So here is no. So you have to write salam in place of said. You have to write replied in the negative. Look here. Look here. Salam replied in the negative that. Then as usual he would help them. So I think it's not difficult at all. Look, another example. If the sentence is of short form, short form. Sometime in conversation we use short sentence, not full sentence, but short form. In the direct speech, to change narration, the sentence must be full. Look here. The teacher said to me. The teacher said to me, do you learn English every day? Yes, I do, said I. Here the short form. Look here. Yes, I do. Here full answer will be yes, I learn English every day. But here I said I do. This is the short form. But when we change narration, then what will happen? Then we have to write the teacher asked me if I learn English every day. I replied in the affirmative. For yes, that will be I replied in the affirmative that I do. No, here will be I learned English. Full form, because your question was do you learn English? Answer will be yes, I learn English. But here I have written yes, I do. But in case of indirect narration, we have to write full answer. That is, I replied in the affirmative that I learned English every day. Here will be every day. I have missed to write. Okay, so I think you have understood. Next, more exceptional. Look here. For sir, madam, respectfully is written before repeating verb, and other rules are as well. If there is sir or madam inside inverted comma, then respectfully has to be written before repeating verb. The boy said to me, sir, can you help me? Look at this. The boy said to me, sir, can you help me? So answer will be the boy. The repeating verb, before repeating verb, say respectfully, as it is a question, so said will be asked. As there is sir, so here will be respectfully. You understand? This is the question mark, so repeating verb will be asked. But as there is sir, so respectfully have to be used before repeating verb. Before repeating verb asked, and before asked, you have to use respectfully. So the boy respectfully asked me if I could help him. These rules are as usual, but here exception is that if sir or madam has been used in inside inverted comma in reported speech, then you have to write respectfully before repeating verb. If subject and verb is absent in exclamatory sentence, sometimes subject and verb may be absent. He said, how sad. He said, how sad. There is no subject verb. Then he exclaimed with sorrow that it was very sad. When there is subject and verb absent, then you have to think it will be a subject and is will be verb. So how sad it is. How sad it is. So then narration will be, he exclaimed with sorrow that it was very sad. So here is finding that if subject and verb is absent in exclamatory sentence, then you have to consider it as a subject and is as a verb. Go to more exception. For good morning, good evening, good afternoon, repeating verb will be wished. If there is good morning, good afternoon, good evening inside inverted comma, that means inside reported speech, then you have to use wished as a repeating verb. Look here, he said to me good morning. So narration will be, he wished me good morning. Repeating verb said will be changed and wished will be used. Wished me good morning. There is no that or something else. Just wished me and then good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay. For goodbye. For goodbye, repeating verb will be bade. Repeating verb will be bade. If there is goodbye inside reported speech, then goodbye. For goodbye, repeating verb will be bade. Look here. The man said to us goodbye. Here will be the man said to will be changed bade. The man bade us then goodbye. For vocative case, you know vocative case. Vocative case, repeating verb will be addressed as name of relation and then usual rules. Vocative case, then when we call someone, hello Rohim, come. That is vocative case. Now look here example. He said to me, brother, help me. Here, brother, telling him brother. I addressed him as brother at first. So brother is a vocative case. So how can I change it narration? For vocative case, repeating verb will be address. So he said will be address. He addressed me. He addressed me. He addressed me. Addressed me. Repeating verb will be address and as brother, as name of relation, as here is relation brother. So he addressed me as brother. Here rules is that addressed as name of relation as brother, and then as usual and requested help me. If I said only help me, then you can easily change it. He requested me to help him. So as there is brother, at first you have to write he addressed me as brother and requested me to help. You can write also me. He requested me to help him. So you understand for vocative case. Once again I am telling. For vocative case, repeating verb will be addressed, and after address as plus name of relation. He said to me, brother, help me. This is a vocative case. So here will be he addressed me. Said will be addressed me as brother. If here is uncle, help me. So here will be he addressed me as uncle. If there is what can I say, grandfather, help me. So you can say he addressed me as grandfather. And help me, for help me, that requested me to help him. And as we are adding two sentences, so here you have used and. I hope you can understand. But if you can't understand, I request you please to follow again and again this video after my class. Think, and if you feel problem, you must contact with me. More example. Okay, for hello, repeating verb will be greeted and then usual rules. Look at the man said to me, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Look at this for hello. For hello, repeating verb will be greeted. So the man greeted me. First said will be, then the man greeted me. And then how are you? For how are you? Said will be again asked how are you asked. So for hello you can use greeted me, and after that usual rules. Usual rules means how are you? For how are you? Here will be asked how I was. You understand? For okay, repeating verb will be agreed and with and then as usual rules as usual. For look here. She said to me, okay, I will help you. She said to me, here is okay. So for okay, you have to write agreed with. So she agreed with me, and said and told that. Next, look here. Yes, she agreed with me. And said that he would help me. You can also write and told that, no problem. So this is the new that for okay you have used here she agreed with me, and then and said that it's as usual rule. So if there is okay, then you have to use agreed with. You understand? Once again, if there is okay inside reported speech, you have to use agreed with. Can you understand? I hope you can understand. Fine, very good. Okay, look, another rules. For by God, by Allah, repeating verb will be sure by and then as usual. If there is by God, by Allah, by love in reported speech in direct narration, then to change narration you have to write sure as a reported verb. Tanya said to me, by God, I did not know him. Look here, by God. So by God is by God. Tanya sure by God. Then sure by God. Sure by God. Said to will be sure by God. And told me that she had not known him. This is the for by God. Here you have used sure by God, and then same as usual rules. I did not know him, so I did not know him. Tanya told me and told me that she had not known him. So have you understood? Okay, thank you for your understanding. Okay, now go to the next example. Look here. If inside the inverted comma there is a thank you, if thank you in inverted comma, to change the narration repeating verb will be thanked. How? The man said to me thank you. Look at thank you is inside inverted comma. So for changing this narration you have to write the man repeating verb said to will be out. The man thanked me, and that's it. Look here, the man thanked me. Very fine. If there is thank you, then you will just use thank as a repeating verb in place of said. The man thanked me. You understand? Okay, fine, very good. Now that's the end of our all exception rules in special narration. But now have practice. What are you doing now, Rashid? Said I. I am watching television. Aren't you wasting time? I said. No, I don't think so, he said. Remember, too much watching television makes people lazy. I told you very beginning of my class that for being expert passage narration, first of all you have to read the passage. So again I am reading. What are you doing now, Rashid? Said I. I am watching television. Aren't you wasting your time? I said. No, I don't think so, he said. Remember, too much watching television makes people. Yes, here I have read, but second duty is to know the meaning. Okay, I have tried to know the meaning. Next is who is the speaker and who is listener. Here we can understand that Rashid and I. Rashid and I have here two participants, Rashid and I. Who talked first? Rashid. What are you doing? So Rashid is talking with me, and then I said. So at first Rashid, what are you doing? Rashid is asking me. So what will be the narration of this? Rashid, I said Rashid. What are you doing, Rashid? Oh, look here, Rashid. I am talking Rashid. At first I talked Rashid. So here will be I asked Rashid what he was doing then. And then I am watching television. Who said this? This was told by Rashid. So Rashid, this is the question, so this is the response of this question. So for making this indirect, you have to use replied. So I replied. Rashid replied that he was watching television. Aren't you wasting time? I said. This is once again I am talking. So here I asked. Aren't you wasting time? This is a question. So I asked him if he was not wasting his time. No, I don't think so, said. Look here, what is the answer? I asked Rashid what he was doing then. Rashid replied that he was watching television. Aren't you wasting your time? I also asked, because I asked first. Okay, and I have used also because first I asked one question. But if you don't use also, that will not be problem. But if you use also, that this reporting will be very standard. Anyway, I also asked if he was wasting his time. Rashid replied no. So here is no. So Rashid replied in the negative that he did not think so. I advised him. This is remember, too much watching television makes people lazy. Remember, this is an imperative sentence. So I advised him. Look at, here is no repeating verb, but you have to understand who is speaking. Here I have understood that I am speaking. So here I said, I have to think, there is I said. So then I advised him to remember, too much watching television makes people lazy. You understand? If you go to the another example, look here. Have you ever been to Cox's Bazar? Asked Sabib. No, I have never, replied Labib, but I desire for visiting the place. I had a plan to visit Cox's Bazar last year, said Shabab. Let's go there this week, said Labib. So here we can see that Shabib and Labib are talking. So who is talking first? Shabib. What kind of talking? Question. So what will be the narration? Shabib asked whom? Labib asked if he had ever been to Cox's Bazar. Look the answer. Shabib asked Labib. Here there will be no if. I have a mistake to write here. Shabib asked Labib if he had ever been to Cox's Bazar. Then no, I have never, replied Labib. So Labib replied in the negative that he had never been to Cox's Bazar. There is a short, I have never, but you have to write full. He had never been to Cox's Bazar. The question was, have you ever been to Cox's Bazar? The answer will be, I have never been to Cox's Bazar. But here short form has been used. Okay, so Labib replied in the negative that he had never been to Cox's Bazar. Then, but I desire for visiting the place. Who said this? This is Sabib. He added that he desired for visiting. I have never, but so he added that he desired for visiting the place. Okay, I had a plan to visit Cox's Bazar last year, said Shabab. This is Shabab speaking. So Shabab said that he had. Why is to had? Because it is the past indefinite. So it will be past perfect. Had is auxiliary verb and had is the past perfect form of had. So Shabab said that he had a plan to visit Cox's Bazar the previous year. Labib said, let us go this week. So Labib proposed him to visit that week. So I think that if you practice more, here is another for you, and for you, I think you must be able. Here the teacher said, good morning students, how are you? We are fine, said the students. What did I teach you yesterday? Said the teacher. Narration, sir. One student said. Let us practice narration more, said the teacher. One of the students said, I don't understand narration properly. I have some problem. Look here, teacher and students are talking. First of all, the student said good morning. So for good morning, you have to the teacher. For good morning, wished. Wished students good morning. Then the teacher asked them how they were. Then the student replied that they were fine. The teacher again asked. The teacher, you can also write again. The teacher again asked what he had taught them the previous day. One student replied respectfully because here is sat. That narration that he had learned, he had taught. Here will be again. I have mistaken. He had taught narration. The teacher proposed them to practice narration more. I don't understand narration properly. I have some problem here. One student said that he did not understand narration properly. He read that because this is the same sentence. He read that he had some problems. I think you have understood, but if you practice more and more, you have to practice more and more. Without practicing, you cannot be expert. Anyway, today I will end my lesson today. I hope you must practice at home as it is not time to go outside home. So please stay at home and practice narration more and more, and then you must be able to change passage narration. Okay, wishing you best luck. Bye bye.